word Gothic was originated from the words Goths, which refer to the tribe who conquered Rome in the 5th century. The Gothic architecture grew out of the Romantic architectural style. The Gothic style was first introduced in France, and the first building that applied all the elements was the Basilica of the Saint Denis. The Goths was believed to be a tribe that originated from the Germany. The subsequent rise to the power led the Goths began to invade Rome. During the First Gothic War, the Goths won, but during the Second War, they lost. The loss of the Goths began to disperse into the other regions of Europe.
Gothic architecture is a style that first appeared in France during the second half of 12th century. The style has a characteristic that were prominent during the Dark Ages in Gothic architecture. The first one is the layout of the Latin cross. This layout is often used in French Gothic cathedrals. The most important of the layout is the main axis because it defines the order of the composition inside the cathedrals. The second one is the pointed arch. They are widely used in Gothic architecture. It is used as structural or decorative elements for doorways, windows, and arcades. The third one is the flying buttress. Flying buttress is a constructive element of Gothic architecture. Its function is to transfer weight from tall walls and help keep the structure. The last one is the gargoyles. Gargoyles is a decorative element in shape of demons and monsters. Its main function is used as pipe for rainwater to drain from roof, and also it is used to create fear of evil among the superstitious people so that they can seek God protection inside the cathedral. Example of the buildings. Gothic architecture in England can be divided into 4 periods or styles. The first one is the normal Gothic, the second one is the early English Gothic, the third one is the decorated English Gothic, and the last one is the perpendicular English Gothic. For the early English Gothic, they got 3 main features, which is the narrow piers, blenched windows, and pointed arches. And early English Gothic also, they are more emphasized to simple and preferring fine proportion to elaborate the decoration. For the example, the Salisbury Cathedral. And for the decorated English Gothic, they got 4 main features, which is the first, wider windows, and second one is the richly colored stained glass, and the third one is the pointed arches and the curved tracery. And for the example is Exeter Cathedral. And the last one is the perpendicular English Gothic, which known as the late Gothic. And they got 4 main features, which is the first one is they got the very large windows to get more lighting, and the second one is the pointed arches, and the third one is the strong vertical lines, and the fourth one is they still managed to keep the foliage in their design. And for example is King's College Chapel at Cambridge.
Spanish Gothic architecture is the style of architecture prevalent in Spain in the late medieval period. Spanish Gothic architecture characteristics are complexity in construction, comparatively short and wide, spires of German style, and use few pinnacles. Examples of Spanish Gothic architecture are Leon Cathedral and Burgos Cathedral. Gothic architecture appeared in Italy in 12th century. Italian architects preferred to keep the traditional construction. The Italian Gothic architecture characteristics are proportion of the building are simple. Crossing is usually surmounted by a dome. It have open porches or wheel window. And the arches are almost equilateral. The examples are Siena Cathedral and Milan Cathedral.
In Germany, the first Gothic buildings were built in 1230. They used the term barbarous German style to describe most common features of their buildings. For example, the cathedrals are always in the hut size, and the towers are enormous compared to the French Gothic architecture. Besides that, verticality is also important in their architecture. They also have spire, which is a conical structure at the top of church tower as decorative feature. Examples of cathedral in German are Coligny Cathedral and Freiburg Cathedral.